Do you see politics in her future down the road?
Yeah, it's funny. I had conversations with Charlie about that. So he was like, man, Erika could be so much bigger and better than me.
Iran's formerly supreme leader, Ayatollah Khamenei, is dead.
The president made the very wise decision. We knew that there was going to be an Israeli action. We knew that would precipitate an attack against American forces. And we knew that if we didn't preemptively go after them before they launched those attacks, we would suffer higher casualties and perhaps even higher those killed.
So a theory is that this is not really a political war. It's an eschatological war. And, we know, and we can suspect this because there's been complaints about this commander his soldiers to be not afraid of this war because this is a war willed by God. It's all part of God's divine plan. And Donald Trump is just a key mechanism in order for God to achieve the end of the world, to bring back Jesus and usher in the Messianic age. And we just look at how the Israelis are behaving. We just look at how these Christian Zionists are behaving.
A lot of people don't realize that before I met Charlie, I had my own company.
Here's a quick rundown of this woman. Jezebel was the daughter of a Phoenician king named Ethbaal. So this made her a princess.
The Packers won the first Super Bowl. My wife, Erika, is from the Lombardi family.
Really? Is that right? Seriously?
Yeah.
That's royal blood.
Her mom's a Lombardi.
That's crazy.
Isn't that insane?
That's royal blood. How close, is she...
Like direct bloodline.
Like lineal descent from Vince?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, we have all this Packers stuff at our house.
I didn't know that. Whoa. That's interesting.
That
is wild.
And I'm from a huge Bears family, so I don't know.
Whoa. Champion. He was a champion in every way. I got to know him so well. He didn't like losing.
My mom and Charlie, they were best friends.
I have text messages, Megan, calling me an anti-Semite. I am learning biblical Hebrew and writing a book on the Shabbat. I honor the Shabbat, literally the Jewish Sabbath.
Jezebel then got married to Ahab, the seventh king of Israel, and this made her a queen.
So we went back and we decided to search through the archived catalog, and sure enough, so far as we can tell, it's giving Hand of Midas. The person that I am listening to over these past few months, we've all heard her more than we've ever heard from her before, is just objectively not a genius. So I'm not sure what that's about. There could be a reason for it. There could have been some strange carve out just for Erika. I'm sure there was.
For me, not necessarily having formal training.
During the 5-day competition, it was very clear that there were opportunities to go out and party with Donald. The contestants were led to believe that if you were nice to certain people, good things will happen to you. And I think that's why girls were going out.
They got that piece of mail. And they were like, hell no, this is not me. I'm a jock. It's not going to happen. I'm not a pretty girl. What made you make the jump?
Great question.
I remember attending a dinner with John Casablancas and Donald Trump. This time it was a private area, a big table and lots of girls. I'd say around 10 to 15 of us, all between the ages of 14 and 18. It was just us models, Trump and John. We were all underage, but we were offered drinks. I went home early, but other children stayed.
And I think Washington, D.C. is full of corruption, bureaucrats, waste, inefficiency.
Erika Kirk, the widow of the late conservative activist Charlie Kirk, appears to have been appointed to the Air Force Academy Board of Visitors by President Trump.
I remember this Italian girl, extremely naive, who couldn't speak any English. She was easy prey. They were all around her. We were a bunch of kids, just put there with all these older men.
of course, in a volunteer capacity.
Now, we are obviously discussing the relationship between Erika and Tyler, both of them being at the Arizona State University, both of them having been involved in Romania, also during the very years of Jeffrey Epstein, by the way, who, like Tyler, was involved particularly with modeling agencies in Romania.
People of a certain. And at the same time, that's where Jeffrey Epstein's saga starts, because his family developed from two branches, one in Warsaw and one in Prague, that then went to Vienna and became the national bankers of the Austrian. One side of the family, they were very much into textiles.
It is also worth noting that the university, Arizona State University, was the #1 university that was mentioned in Jeffrey Epstein's emails, about 3,500 times, paling in comparison to the other universities. I mean, the other universities were paled in comparison to Arizona State University in terms of mentions. It was like 3,500 for Arizona State University, and then second place was some university that was mentioned 100 times. Now, it had already been discovered even prior to the email dump that Jeffrey Epstein had given money to Arizona State University, $250,000 of his own money, plus over $2 million through various associates of his. He started giving to Arizona State University. Listen to me. Jeffrey Epstein began giving to Arizona State University in December of 2010. Just a couple of months before Tyler gets elected to the Board of Regents, just a couple of months after Tyler gets back from Romania. And Jeffrey Epstein donates through what is known as the Origins Project, a project for space exploration. You might be new here, but I keep telling you guys about NASA. What happened with Operation Paperclip? And they said, these scientists are going to get us to space. And I said, no, they weren't. They were a bunch of pervs. And our CIA transported them from places like Vienna.
Child Epstein was actually connected to this family in Vienna, which has even a palace in the center of Vienna, if you ever go to Vienna.
Vienna calling. Hold it now. Oh, come on, come on. Huh. All right, y'all.
Congressman, you said in 2019 the government told New Mexico authorities to stand down investigating the wrench. Do you know what branch of the government? The federal government asked New Mexico to stop their investigation, I believe back in 2019, of that ranch. So there's just so many questions about how the government failed the victims and how government failed in trying to prosecute Epstein sooner.
So he said to me, would you like to be on the Trilateral Commission? Now, I was 32 years old. I said, great.
Yeah, the Trilateral Commission. All right, what is the Trilateral Commission? It's an organization founded in 1973 by David Rockefeller to bring together business and political leaders from the United States, Europe, Japan, so they could work together for better economic and political cooperation between their nations.
Well, that's what they'd like us to believe. But you see, what they're really up to is a scheme to plant their own loyal members in positions of power in this country, to work to erase national boundaries, create an international community, and in time bring about a one world government with David Rockefeller calling the shots.
Then Barney and Miller came out, that episode that was about us. I mean, it's just so thin. It's unbelievable. And even to this day, people look at that clip and oh, that's really funny. But
I take it they're pressing charges?
Everyone has conspiracy theories on, how Epstein was able to get away with it.
The palace, which is known as the Epstein Palais. And so
How do you know about the puppet masters? I'm 60 years old. I'm just now hearing about them because of the Jeffrey Epstein files. This is the first time I'm hearing about anything.
Throughout Germany and brought them here and then told us they were actually genius scientists when they were not. They were harming children and developing the Monarch program, the precursor to MK Ultra. Anyway, I've said that so many times, I know that you already have it in your mind, but it's interesting that of all the things Jeffrey Epstein is giving to a space project.
They were very clever into the coloring of textiles. At the end of around 1783, they created a system to color the textiles.
Whether that be art, architecture, anything that's different with the fabrics and the feel of the brand and the line.
Which became very important at one point, especially during the Napoleonic Wars, when there was certain limits within what could be imported and what not.
That draws people to it. And so for me, I'm looking at this from a pragmatic business standpoint. Although I don't know how to sew and cut. I mean, I can sew a pillow together, but I can't take fabrics and create this couture dress. That's not me.
I visit Israel and fight for it.
Charlie Kirk was appointed by President Trump a year ago and attended an August meeting just weeks before his assassination.
That's what they call that in intel work, which is what this shit is.
It certainly looks like.
There's something very biblical in a woman honoring her husband and stepping up and standing in.
However, Jezebel took matters into her own hand.
Her name was quietly added over the weekend to the board's website. The congressionally mandated Board of Visitors serves as a type of oversight committee that makes recommendations about the Air Force Academy to the Defense Secretary.
And again, this is not a business card opportunity.
But what? Well, how do you know about these puppet masters, these satanic occults that really are the puppet masters? How do you know?
For all my free market healthcare robbing, stock stealing, retirement fund fucking with niggas. Fuck your little credit card scam and jewelry stealing, crack selling, liquor store robbing motherfuckers. Shout to the homies, Carnegie, OG, Willie Randolph Hearst, Baruch, Rockefeller, the real Rockefeller, my main bitch Leona, pour out a little Louis the 13th, Scott Rothstein, Jack Abramoff, hold your head, my Rothschild niggas.
Jeffrey Epstein worked for the Rothschild.
Was it because he had, powerful friends?
Yeah. It's like they all know each other and they're just like, we got to get this money.
Let's get this money!
I would rather learn from people and individuals than from textbooks. I even had that life experience with my family. I come from a bloodline of entrepreneurs.
Get this, narcissistic, theatrical, obsessed with legacy.
Legacy, it's legacy. It's about my legacy, about your legacy.
Convinced of his own historical importance and simultaneously ridiculous and dangerous.
He knows that you will be able to carry the torch.
A transvestite, a drag queen, has been tasked with carrying the Olympic torch.
And the torch is in our hands now. It's in mine, it's in yours, it's in all of yours.
The torch ceremony is an overtly pagan ritual that begins with a reenactment of the Vestal virgins worshiping at the Temple of Hera.
And he knows that you're going to do a great job.
Okay, and then they carry the eternal flame of the Olympic torch on this overtly pagan journey.
Power, delusion, collaboration, propaganda, and cults of personality.
Unfortunately, I did not see my life being like this. I didn't.
All those faith leaders, those worthless, phony Christian faith leaders that go to TPUSA that aren't Christian and are in fact devil worshippers, those fucks, they all get in on that scam of being tax-free.
Focusing on making sure there was a home for transparent organizations that people could learn about, get involved with. But from there, it kind of grew into something more global. I was living in China and doing a lot of work with the victims from sex trafficking, and then began to phase that into working with the Marine Corps and the Army, and then was able to work with an orphanage in Romania.
Start to recognize that there are much more powerful hidden forces at work here. Things aren't just simple as Donald Trump not knowing what he's doing. There are these puppet masters in place.
I decided to create something called Everyday Heroes Like You, where we're able to, originally, it was focused on bringing funds and awareness to various grassroots organizations that were in specific communities that would be able to have volunteers that are transparent with their funds, that are actually doing what they're saying they're doing, instead of just having 70% of the funds go to admin and only 30% towards the cause.
activists, activists get mad at me because I'm a tax-free charity. 80% to the staff and company and 20% to the homeless and hungry.
I didn't have to do day-to-day. I could check in.
Now you're talking about it. Kurt always talks about it.
And that's how I was able to formulate my nonprofit.
It's like they all know each other and they're just like, we got to get this money.
Pairing of Candace Owens has talked about it.
But again, you perspective.
Let's put it this way. Money trumps peace sometimes.
And then we would all be here answering questions about why we knew that and didn't act.